want to begin by reading some words by former headmaster Hugh Gregory, who asked me to read this to you for Terri. It is a poem. You are allowed to laugh. Some of the references are fairly ancient, but that's all right. Well, you'll recognize the first line, Terri. 1 score and 7 years ago or so, a girl named Terri stole the show. At Portledge School, she came to rule with easy grace, a big smile always on her face. She captured hearts, not just with smarts, for she displayed that deep affection for doing good without direction. Classmates sponsored her elections, teammates leaped to make her connections. At graduation, she earned prizes of all descriptions, shapes and sizes. Faculty all felt mixed emotions, some were high and some were low. As the poet wrote, the hardest part of loving is letting go. Your mom helped keep the school on track. Then, happy day, we had you back. Now your Grace had a smiling face, and Georgia was on all our minds. You'd added Keogh to your name, but otherwise you were the same. And through the years, your love for our school has proven to be visionary. You just can't leave. That thought's too scary. Like your mom's voice shouting in the night, "Get out of the pool!" I have no idea what that's a reference to. Maybe Bernadette can enlighten us. You'd really have no choice, you know, even as you try to go. You are a part of Portledge forevermore, even when you close that door. We're never going to let you go. We love you so. That is how Hugh Gregory still feels and still remembers. I also knew Terri almost 30 years ago when she was a junior at Portledge. The oldest and most focused of her siblings, in my opinion. Still true? She was not only a good enough student to win an array of awards and to be accepted at Georgetown, but she was involved with everything at Portledge. Though I think her greatest love and her greatest passion was for sports, which she played for 3 seasons. In her yearbook, Bernadette wrote that Bernadette's favorite sport watching Terri was lacrosse, and she described her in this way: how she would glide, almost fly down the field, cradling, concentrating, loving it all. And all these years later, Terri is still flying down the field. The reason we are honoring to her tonight is that she has never stopped cradling, concentrating on, and loving this school. I first sensed her passion for Portledge when she became a trustee some 18 years ago, I believe, while I was still teaching, but I came to truly understand it when I joined her as a trustee some 8 years ago, and when she became president of the board a year later. Here, I became the student and she the teacher. From Terri, I learned the importance of dedication, the eagerness to honor, the commitment to the school, the openness to finding new ways to move forward. She has a gift for enthusiasm and the ability to articulate her enthusiasm so that it can become infectious. When confronted with a challenge, she does not shy away from it. Actually, shy is not a word I think of very often when I think of Terri. She is rarely interested in how the challenge came to be. Rather, she focuses on how we can move forward and put it behind us. Terri is a doer. She wants things to be dealt with now. So sometimes people with a more philosophical mean, and people like me perhaps, can be slightly frustrating for her as she hustles us to get to the station before the train is left. Her devotion to Portledge and her natural tendency to charge ahead make it difficult for her to put her foot on the brakes when hurtling towards an unanticipated curve. It can make for an exciting ride. Along the way, I've learned Terri is someone who does listen, who engages with others, who treasures her friends, and hear those who share her love for our school. She is not afraid to admit a mistake or deal with the consequences in as direct a way as possible. If something has gone awry, she has a rich sense of humor that allows her to put it in perspective and encourage remedies. I have not used the word legacy tonight because legacy implies that something is ending. And if there's one thing I'm certain of, it is Terri's contributions to the school have only begun. When she steps down from being board president, she will still be a parent, still be an alumni, and still be a most engaged citizen of the Portledge School. In the upcoming years, her contributions might not be as visible, but they will certainly be as meaningful. Her voice might not be heard quite as frequently, but it will be there, unmuted, whether cheering for Portledge on the fields she once flew down, or convincing the community there is no better school on Long Island than this one. I will finish with some words again from my former boss, Hugh Gregory. You really have, choice, even when you close that door, we're never going to let you go. We love you so. Help her raise some money now.
Wow, John. That's tough. Thank you so much. Can we do this again next year? This is great. I am overwhelmed. This is incredible. I knew it'd be great. I never knew it'd be this great. This is more than anyone can imagine. It's magical. The tent just blew me away when I walked in. So I want to start with some boring thank yous because they're not boring to me. There's so many people that worked so very hard for tonight, and it just looks so perfect now. It just is amazing. I'm deeply, deeply honored and grateful to everyone, for everyone and everything they've done to get to this point, for being here for me and for Portledge. A big thank you to Wendy and Sarah, our co-chairs for this evening. Thank you so much for all your hard work. I chaired the auction in I believe it was 2001 for 5 straight years, and I know there's another chair in the room, Deborah Burns, and then I turned it over, well, she turned it over, and then we turned it over, and finally got to Samara, my twin, and she raised the bar very high, and Mariana, sorry, it's so terrible. Mariana and Samara. And then it went to Wendy and to Sarah, and we all wondered what was going to happen because Samara did such a great job. We were scared. It's Mariana and Samara's job, and it's unbelievable. And to the tent, the decorations, I just have to say to Ellen Hobbs, it's just phenomenal. I can't even say any more about it. It's perfect. Thank you so much. And behind the scenes, and not so behind the scenes, Turk Lewis, Christina Valecco, and Peter Cox, thank you for everything you've done, your patience and your persistence. And Turk, this is, where's Turk? Is he sitting down? He never sits down. But anyway, oh, he's behind me. Oh my God, great. Turk, it's gonna be hard without you next year and forevermore here. We wish you well. It's been wonderful. It's been so great to share this experience of Portledge and the growth with you. over the past 10 years, I believe, right? We wish you well, and we know we aren't going far because you're going to be with my brother in Florida, so that'll be great. And to me, what makes it, doubly, triply special is that I have family and dear, dear friends with me that came for me, that want to be near me and with me tonight, which I'm so thrilled with. So I want to just talk about my family that's here tonight and my dear friends. To my mother and father-in-law, Julia and Peter Keogh, thank you so much for being here and for treating me like your daughter and giving us so much love throughout the years. I can't thank you enough, and it means so much to me. To my sister-in-law, Deirdre, and her husband, James, it means so much that I gave you an invitation on Monday and you said, absolutely, I'll be there. So it's my fault, and it's just unbelievable, the love that you showed with that. My brother, Bernard, and his wife, Alex, it's so nice having you part of our lives again from Santa Barbara and having your children with my children, having the cousins together at Portledge. It really is a family of Portledge. It is for me because I drive in weird hours of the day and my kids look at me like, what are you doing here? You don't belong here. I said, well, I really work here. I just don't get paid. And then I'll be in the lower school and I'll be looking at some project with Brad Mott, which we'll talk about later. And then Finley's like, hi, Aunt Terry. And it's just so cute. I just love it. So it's a wonder, it's a joy for me. And thank you both, Bernard and Alex, for all your love and support. And to my brother, John, who's here from Florida. I should make you stand up just for fun, John, because he's the most shy of all. Nobody knows John. Thank you, John. I love him. He's such a great support. And we have a great sense of humor in our family, which is why we all get along really well. We all laugh a lot, which is very important. And to my brother David and his wife Kirsten, who couldn't be here, I'm sorry we missed them, but he's preparing for a trial, and we understand that. And then to my mother, who is part of every hat that I wear. And, whether it's the Portledge hat, the mom hat, she's got the grandma hat, and I'm the work hat, and she's my boss hat. And there's so many hats, and I can't wear them without all of your love and support for my family and for me, and actually for all that you do for the Portledge family. It's tremendous, and thank you so much. I love you. And to the patient Dr. Gaida, my stepfather, who I must say, thank you for dealing with the stereo of me and my mother. Because, yeah, he's standing up. Oh, God. You have to admit, that's pretty tough stuff. He's getting like a ham in his old age. I like it. And then it's my dear husband, last but never least, always there, always supportive, and always telling me that I look fantastic. That's really cool. I love you so much. Thank you for everything, every day, every minute, my best friend. We'll get to the girls later. Now I want to talk about my dear friends that are here with me at my table. Sandy and Patty I have known since I was 3. We actually have pictures of us in matching outfits. It's very cute. And the fact that we're still together is just, it's special. It's beyond words. And I thank you so much for being here and showing your love for me tonight. And to my dear Jenny Gehring. Oh, Jenny. Without you, I couldn't have gotten through middle school at Portledge. She's a special girl. We've been close for over 30 years, and I really can't get into it. We don't want to cry tonight. But it is the 30 years of laughter that has kept us so tight. And we had a recent moment in New York City which was hysterical. We just were crying and laughing together, and there's nothing like friendship. And then my dear Mary, I never thought that I would meet and find a buddy as late as law school. I kind of thought, okay, I gotta go to law school, I gotta study, I'm not gonna meet anybody, I'm not gonna like anybody, I'm not really kind of a law school type, this is gonna be interesting. And then I met Mary and I thought, oh, she's just like me, she doesn't want to be here either, she's trying to study together. We had a lot of fun, and Mary and Chris have become family friends, and I am an aunt and uncle to their children, and they are to mine, and they all think they're cousins, and it's just this very special relationship. So thank you so much for both of you, Chris. And then there's my buddy Ross Meltzer. Ross is a dear, dear friend, and a lot of you, we're not going to get into my other, life of things, but Ross is always there for me when we have discussions about me battling rheumatoid arthritis or the latest for surgery or the latest medication, the latest drink tonic or medicine or alternative vitamin. He just made me go to a clinic. I thought I was going to die, but I made it back. So Ross, thank you so much. You're just a love, and I appreciate everything you do for me. So to my community of Portledge, I'm so moved and honored by the generosity and support that you give this school and for me, and there's a rowdy bunch here, I love it. You guys, you better be rowdy when you're bidding too. But we go back to Portledge, and we go back to my daughters who started at Portledge. Maybe I'll do the silent trick, John. It's that left crowd over there, right over there somewhere. I didn't mean that, whoever's laughing over there. So my daughters, Grace and Georgia, to me are true current products of Portledge. I'm so proud of them. And they started at Portledge when they were 2 years old in the pre-nursery program. And I've watched them as these wonderful, shy little girls that didn't want to leave my leg in the lower school grow up and come of age and come into that middle school and take charge and be little leaders and have more confidence and feel good about themselves and accept the challenges and cry and laugh and make friendships, and it brings it all back home. It makes me realize the Portledge that I love so much is still the Portledge that is there today. Now, nothing's perfect, and that's the fun of it, and that's the fun of life, and that's what we're always striving and working towards. But the essence and the core of our school is phenomenal, and I'm so proud of it, and I'm so honored to be a part of it, and I'm so thankful, so very thankful for it. And as most of you know, Portledge had a profound impact on me. I mean, I don't even have to really speak after hearing John and Houston's words and Steve's words. They're beautiful words. But I did start in middle school in 7th grade. I graduated in 1985 and went on to Georgetown and then to Fordham Law School. And I do believe that the person I am today is in large part because of Portledge School. And for that, I'm forever grateful. So for the 18 years of service that I've given to the board, and for the past 6 years as president, I really thank all of those past and current board members that served with me, a very esteemed group of people that I learned so much from. And I think about the first day I showed up as a board member, I was a prosecutor in Brooklyn, I didn't know anything about being a board member, and it was just a big learning curve. And I just want to thank all of those that served with me throughout the years, and I'd really like to ask my fellow board members to stand now, please. I'd like you to get a round of applause for all of your volunteers and your hard work. Please stand. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I thank Rich Garickian for taking the helm for me next year. I'm not going far, but I do thank you. And I thank Jimmy Wellington for handing it over to me. I really do thank you. I know I joke and say I don't, but I do. Portledge has grown and matured, but it has not changed. From Houston Gregory's headship to Steve Hahn's leadership, and now soon to Simon Owen Williams. Portledge is poised for the future. We have very exciting things that are happening and that are going to happen in the future. And it starts with a fellow board member's brilliant vision. The new front entrance that is under construction. Thank you so much to the Mott family and to Brad Mott for his leadership and his vision. And you know, I do admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong, Brad, and you were right. The sign is amazing, and I love it. So that is the first step in a lot of what's to come to Portledge, and we can't talk about it yet because we're meeting on Tuesday, but there's a lot going on, a lot that's exciting at Portledge. And I look forward to celebrating in June of 2015 our 50th anniversary of Portledge School. It's going to be a big party, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the milestone for the school. So while I'm rotating off the board, I'm not going anywhere. I still have 2 children here, and obviously it's part of me. It's you know, I think there's a couple of us that bleed blue and white, and I'm probably one of them. So I look forward to the journey as it continues, and to all of you for being here tonight, our common thread of Portledge, and support of me. So I wish you a fun night, and I echo John's comments. Bid often, bid till it hurts, and as Jimmy Wellington says, until it feels good. Thank you. we have a great sense of humor in our family, which is why we all get